Hello, Internet. It is on Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. That's right, the indefinite hiatus is over for now, because you never know what will happen in the future. But as of right now, prediction videos are back. And God, it's been a long time. It's been almost half a year since I've made one of these videos. Because way back in March, the last prediction videos I made for the channel were Bloodshot, I Still Believe in the Hunt. After that, everything went to hell. The whole world went through hell. And I had to put the entire series on indefinite hiatus because, as you know, pretty much every movie from March, April, May, June, July, and August has been pushed back repeatedly. Some by a few weeks, some by a few months, some by an entire year. It was crazy. I made a whole series documenting the whole experience called the Cancelled series. I made 15 episodes of that. And as terrible as the whole situation was, I have to admit I did have a little bit of fun with the Cancelled series because at least I was able to still talk about movies even though they weren't going to come out for another year or so. And I still think the Cancelled series is one of the best ideas I've had when it comes to my YouTube channel. So, yeah. So after 15 canceled episodes, movie theaters have now reopened officially. And it's really not all that interesting because, again, all the big stuff, all the good stuff got pushed back repeatedly. So instead of a summer movie, a big blockbuster movie, we're stuck with Unhinged. Great. Fantastic. So, yeah, like my old prediction videos, we're going to go over the pros and cons for Unhinged. And I'm just going to let you know right now, this may be the hardest prediction I'll ever make, probably. Because there's just so many questions surrounding movie theaters reopening. And I'll go over it when we get to the cons. But yeah, this is going to be a hard video. But anywho. Pros. Movie stars Russell Crowe, very famous actor. I'm pretty sure all you know who he is. He's the main character. Well, not the main character, but he's the most recognizable dude in here. You know, it's from Gladiator. You know, Are You Not Entertained? Classic. Gladiator, American Gangster. Oh no, Les Mis. His singing. Oh, it's giving me flashbacks. Uh, trying to think. I'm trying to get acting credits. All right. He's had a lot of hits in his career. Beautiful Mind, that's one of them. I already said American Gangster. Robin Hood did okay-ish. There's Noah, a movie I hate, but it still made money, so. But yeah, he's a recognizable actor, right? So I feel like, but at the same time, this is a bit of a con. There have been plenty of times in the past where I said, oh, this actor is recognizable. That means this movie will sell. That's not true all the time because just because you have a famous actor in there as the lead doesn't mean your movie's going to do well. I mean, look at Gemini Man with Will Smith or Ad Astra with Brad Pitt or Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr. Those are just a couple examples off the top of my head where this doesn't quite work. But hey, you never know. I mean, apparently in the movie, Russell Crowe, the plot, here's the synopsis. So Rachel is running late to work when she has an altercation at a traffic light with a stranger whose life has left him feeling powerless and invisible. That stranger is Russell Crowe, by the way. Soon, Rachel finds herself and everyone she loves the target of a man who decides to make one last mark upon the world by teaching her a series of deadly lessons. What follows is a dangerous game of cat and mouse that proves you never know just how close you are to someone who's about to become unhinged. Yeah, so he's the antagonist. He's the villain. And I feel like this is the type of role that he relishes. Because he basically has to act pissed all the time. Because everyone knows Russell Crowe has a a temper, a rather infamous temper. So this is perfect for him. This is ideal casting. So that's a pro and a con is that, Russell Crowe's in the movie, but at the same time, it doesn't really do much for other movies, but whatever. So it's pro number one. Pro number two, this movie feels like a kind of bit of a almost a throwback movie, a movie you would see like in the 90s or in the early 2000s, something B movie esque. Some B movie, cheesy thrills like, and people still like that nowadays. Movies that don't take themselves too seriously, that they're not trying to make statements or trying to have messages. This is just a dumb movie being a dumb movie, and sometimes that's all you want. So, yeah, I mean, people might be, it could be appealing to a decent amount of people who are kind of just want to just see a dumb movie and not think about anything else. Just forget about everything else in the world, which is what I bet a lot of us want to do. Uh, that's second pro. Third pro is that this movie is already opened in Canada. It opened in Canada last weekend, along with the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. All you Canadians, you got that movie, but all of us Americans, we don't. Instead, it's gonna be on what is it, CBS All Access, like in January or something. Like it was early 2021, and premium video on demand around the same time too. So you Canadians are lucky if you got the third SpongeBob movie and Unhinged. So yeah, but apparently it did pretty well in Unhinged. Now in pretty well in Unhinged. What am I saying? God, I'm rusty. But it did decently in Canada. Even though you look at this number and you're like, that's terrible. Well, you have to realize that the Canadian market is nowhere near as big as the US market. That's just a fact. Apparently, the Canadian market accounts for about 8-10% of all North American box office. So this number actually doesn't seem too bad, especially considering, you know, limiting capacity and stuff, all of that, less locations and stuff. So it could be an omen, a good omen for it, but I don't know. Okay, cons. The big question. Are people willing to show up to the theater? Are people willing to risk their lives to see Unhinged? That is the question. Honestly, I really don't think so. Maybe if it was something a little more important, like say, I don't know, Tenet, maybe. Uh, I don't know about Mulan. Mulan kind of has a, I don't know if that would have done all that great if it stuck to its theatrical release date. It didn't go to Disney Plus. Uh, Wonder Woman, I guess, would be the next one. There's Black Widow, but there's rumblings that might be video on demand, but no one knows for certain. But yeah, this movie just doesn't seem that important. It doesn't seem like you have to go to a theater to see Unhinged, even though they wanted this to be theatrical so badly. Which to that I just say why, like come on, like this just doesn't feel like a movie that needs to be seen in a theater. Like you could literally just watch this on your laptop, and you have the same amount of enjoyment. So, ooh, yeah, that's the big question. Will anybody actually show up to the theater? I guess we'll find out in like a couple of days or something. But yeah, that's a big question mark with this. What else? Oh yeah, Russell Crowe. His track record can be very spotty. For every American Gladiator. My God, American Gangster, Gladiator. I'm trying to think. What else? What else did I say? Beautiful Mind. For every one of those, I need to go back to Russell Crowe's track record. I love how he's just called the man. He's not even given a name. Uh, Acting credits. Yeah. There's The Nice Guys, which nobody saw, even though I heard it's quite good. There's A Winter's Tale. There's A Broken City. There's A Man with the Iron Fist. Okay. There's a Body of Lies. Like, his track record can be very spotty. I think it just depends on what movie he's in, what genre it is. But yeah, he's not exactly the most reliable draw on the face of the earth. So that's also a problem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really think of. Okay, the hard part. Opening weekend. God. There's such I don't know. I mean, if we're going by, the logic I previously stated as, Canadian box office takes up like around 10% of North American box office. So if we do that math, this might make 6 million opening weekend, but that's not a guarantee at all. So let's just say 6 million is the absolute best this movie is gonna do, and 1 million is the absolute worst this movie's gonna do. It'll be somewhere between 1 million and 6 million, somewhere in the single digit range, because I highly doubt any movie's gonna reach double digits for a long time, and triple digits. That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream now. So I think it might reach over 1 million, maybe, but I don't know. As for total box office, oh, that's even harder. Between 5 and 10 million, maybe, if it has like a long life or something. 5 or 10 million, I'd say, for its overall life. Maybe 15 if it's lucky. But yeah, 5 to 10 million would be the safest bet. And yeah, that's Unhinged. God, doing predictions is going to be a nightmare for a while because it's so unpredictable. So, what's next? What's still left on the calendar? Well, we have. Well, there's words on bathroom walls, but nobody cares about that. New Mutants. After years of being put on this shelf for an indefinite amount of time, it's finally gonna come out. Probably because Disney just wants to be done with it and they never want to talk about it ever again. So, yeah, I guess I'll do that next. I guess I'll do Tenet after that, even though it's limited, but it's still a big deal. After that, there's The King's Man. That's still on the schedule. Wonder Woman 1984 is still there. War of Grandpa, Candyman, Connected. October, this is when things start to get a little lit again when it comes to quantity. There's Black Widow. There's No Time to Die, Soul, Free Guy, Coming to America, Dune, West Side Story, Croods 2, News of the World. So there's not a whole lot left, but I can still. Ugh, I don't. I don't know what to say anymore. But yeah. That, you know what? That's it. That's it for Unhinged. I guess, make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share. You want to check out my past predictions pre-pandemic? I have several playlists you can watch. There's the summer 2019 playlist where I go over the blockbusters and the non-blockbusters. I made a fall 2019 playlist, holiday playlist, a winter 2020 playlist, and then the 6 videos that were the spring 2020 playlist. And there's also recaps. You can go watch all those. Again, pre-pandemic recaps. You can watch those. You can watch the canceled series just to see how many movies have been delayed or and stuff since all this crap started. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.